Welcome back to the MindShift Media podcast, everyone. I'm your host, Theodore, and I'm sending a warm hello your way from my cozy corner, a space dedicated to growth. Today, we're embarking on a journey together, one that requires courage and compassion. Have you ever caught a glimpse of your reflection and seen not just who you are today, but also the faint outline of a younger self, perhaps one carrying a weight that wasn't theirs to bear? Have you ever felt like an invisible hand from the past gently tugs at your present joy, leaving a subtle ache or a flicker of unease? You're not alone in these feelings. In fact, studies suggest that a significant portion of adults have experienced adverse childhood experiences that can continue to shape their lives in profound ways. Think about that for a moment. You are part of a large community navigating similar terrains. Today, we're gently pulling back the curtain on a topic that is both sensitive and incredibly important: childhood trauma. Now, the word trauma itself can feel weighty, conjuring images of significant life-altering events. And while those experiences, such as abuse or the loss of a parent, undeniably constitute trauma, it's crucial to understand that childhood trauma can also take on more subtle, yet equally damaging forms. Imagine a child whose emotional cries for comfort are consistently met with silence or dismissal. Picture a young soul growing up in an environment where their feelings are constantly invalidated, where they learn that their inner world doesn't matter. Or consider the silent anxiety of a child witnessing constant conflict between their caregivers, living in a state of perpetual unease, never knowing when the next storm will erupt. These experiences, seemingly less dramatic than overt abuse, can still deeply wound a developing sense of self and safety. Think of it like this: a young tree needs sunlight, water, and stable ground to grow strong and tall. If it's deprived of these essential elements, or if its roots are constantly shaken, it might still grow, but it might also be more vulnerable to storms. Its trunk might be twisted, and its branches might not reach their full potential. Similarly, a child's developing brain and emotional landscape require safety, attunement, and consistent care. When these needs are unmet, it can create lasting vulnerabilities. It's so important to remember that as children, we are entirely dependent on the adults in our lives for our survival, both physically and emotionally. When those who are meant to protect and nurture us fail to do so, or worse, become a source of pain or fear, it can leave deep imprints on our developing sense of self-worth and our ability to trust the world around us. This isn't about assigning blame in this moment, but rather about acknowledging the reality of these early experiences and the profound impact they can have. Recognizing this is the first step towards understanding ourselves with greater compassion and paving the way for healing. So, how do these early experiences, these cracks in the foundation, as we discussed, continue to resonate in our adult lives? The echoes of childhood trauma can manifest in incredibly diverse and sometimes surprising ways. Often, it subtly shapes the very fabric of our relationships. We might find ourselves unconsciously drawn to dynamics that mirror familiar patterns from our past, even if those patterns are unhealthy or unfulfilling. Perhaps we struggle with intimacy, fearing vulnerability and the potential for hurt. Or maybe we find ourselves constantly seeking external validation, trying to fill an inner void that was created long ago. For many, the lingering impact shows up as persistent anxiety or a pervasive sense of unease. Imagine a nervous system that was constantly on high alert in childhood, anticipating danger or disapproval. That system can remain hyper-reactive in adulthood, leading to chronic worry, difficulty relaxing, or even panic attacks. Conversely, some individuals might develop a tendency to shut down emotionally as a form of self-protection, creating distance in their relationships and hindering genuine connection. And then there's the often insidious voice of the inner critic, that relentless narrator in our minds that whispers negative and self-deprecating messages. These messages are often echoes of criticisms or invalidation we experienced in childhood, becoming internalized beliefs about our worthiness and capabilities. We might find ourselves constantly striving for perfection, fearing failure, or feeling like an imposter despite our achievements. Let me share another story, this time about Mark, a successful entrepreneur in his early 30s. From the outside, he seemed to have it all. But beneath the surface, Mark struggled with intense self-doubt and a deep-seated fear of rejection. As we explored his childhood, it became clear that he grew up in a home where love and approval were conditional, tied to his achievements. He learned that his inherent worth wasn't enough. This early conditioning played out in his adult life as a constant need to prove himself, a fear of vulnerability in his relationships, and a relentless inner critic that never allowed him to truly celebrate his successes. Understanding these intricate connections, how those early experiences can weave their way into our present-day thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, is a profound step. It allows us to view our struggles not as inherent flaws or personal failings, but as understandable adaptations to challenging circumstances we faced as children. This understanding fosters self-compassion and opens the door to healing. Now, as we shine a light on these often hidden wounds, I want to emphasize with all my heart that healing is not only possible, it is your birthright. You are not destined to be defined by the shadows of your past. You possess an incredible capacity for growth and resilience, and you absolutely have the power to cultivate a brighter, more fulfilling future. The journey of overcoming childhood trauma is deeply personal and unfolds at its own pace. There's no one-size-fits-all approach, and it requires patience and kindness towards yourself. But there are fundamental principles and steps that can guide us on this path. The very first and perhaps most crucial element is radical self-compassion. Imagine holding your younger self in your arms, that vulnerable child who experienced pain and hardship. What would you say to them? You would offer comfort, understanding, and unwavering love. Extend that same compassion to your present self. Acknowledge the pain you've carried, the challenges you've faced, without judgment or self-criticism. Speak to yourself with the same gentle kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend who has been through something difficult. Recognize that the feelings that arise, even the difficult ones, are valid responses to what you experienced. Allow yourself to feel them without getting lost in them. Secondly, cultivating mindful awareness is a powerful tool. Begin to gently observe your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without judgment. When you notice a strong emotional reaction, a recurring negative thought pattern, or a physical sensation of unease, pause and ask yourself if this feeling or thought might be connected to past experiences. Journaling can be an incredibly valuable practice here. Simply writing down your thoughts and feelings can create a sense of space and clarity, allowing you to identify patterns and connections. Thirdly, prioritizing consistent self-care is not a luxury, it's a necessity for healing. This goes beyond bubble baths and occasional treats, although those can be lovely too. True self-care involves consistently nurturing your physical, emotional, and mental well-being. This includes ensuring you get adequate sleep, nourishing your body with healthy food, engaging in gentle movement that feels good to you, and carving out time for activities that bring you genuine joy and peace. Think of it as reparenting yourself, giving yourself the consistent care and attention you might have lacked in childhood. It's about building a safe and nurturing inner environment. As we move further along this path of healing, let's explore some concrete and actionable tools you can begin to integrate into your daily life to actively build that better future you deserve. 1. Establishing healthy boundaries. For many who have experienced childhood trauma, the lines of personal space and what is acceptable may have been blurred or even violated. Learning to set clear and healthy boundaries is a powerful act of reclaiming your autonomy and protecting your well-being. This involves learning to say no without guilt, protecting your time and energy from draining situations and people, and clearly communicating your needs and limits in your relationships. Start small. Practice setting boundaries in low-stakes situations, like declining an invitation you don't feel up for, and gradually build your confidence in asserting your needs in more significant relationships. Remember, setting boundaries is not selfish. It's an act of self-respect and self-preservation. 2. Cultivating safe and trusting connections. Healing often happens in connection. Seeking out and nurturing relationships with individuals who are empathetic, understanding, and consistently respectful is vital. Share your experiences at your own pace when you feel safe and ready with those you trust. Being seen and validated by others can be incredibly healing and can help to counter the feelings of isolation that can often accompany trauma. Consider joining support groups where you can connect with others who have shared similar experiences, fostering a sense of community and shared understanding. 3. Exploring the transformative power of therapy. Engaging in therapy, whether it's individual sessions, group therapy, or specialized trauma-informed therapy, can provide you with a dedicated and safe space to process your past experiences, develop healthy coping mechanisms, and learn more adaptive ways of relating to yourself and others. A skilled therapist can offer guidance, support, and evidence-based techniques to help you navigate the complexities of trauma and facilitate healing. Remember, finding the right therapist is like finding the right guide for a challenging journey. Don't hesitate to explore different therapeutic approaches and therapists until you find someone who feels like a good fit for your unique needs and personality. 4. Embracing mindfulness and grounding techniques. When difficult emotions, intrusive memories, or flashbacks arise, mindfulness practices can help you stay anchored in the present moment without being overwhelmed by the past. Simple techniques like focusing on the rhythm of your breath, consciously noticing the physical sensations in your body, the feeling of your feet on the ground, the texture of your clothing, or engaging your 5 senses, what you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch in your immediate surroundings, can help ground you in the here and now, reminding you that you are safe in this moment. 5. Harnessing the healing potential of creative expression. Engaging in creative outlets such as writing, journaling, painting, drawing, playing music, dancing, or any form of creative expression can be a powerful and non-verbal way to process emotions and experiences that may be difficult to articulate with words. Allow yourself to express whatever arises without judgment or the need for perfection. This can be a cathartic and empowering way to connect with your inner world and release pent-up emotions. Remember, this journey of healing is not a linear path. There will be moments of progress and moments when old wounds may feel tender again. Be patient and gentle with yourself throughout this process. Celebrate every step forward, no matter how small it may seem, and know that it is absolutely okay to reach out for support whenever you need it. You are not alone. Overcoming the impact of childhood trauma is an act of profound courage and self-love. It's a testament to your inherent strength and your unwavering desire for a better life. By choosing to understand the echoes of your past, by extending compassion to yourself, and by actively engaging with practical tools and strategies, you are actively rewriting your story and building a future filled with greater peace, joy, and authentic connection. Please remember, your past does not define your worth or your potential for happiness. The experiences you endured were not your fault, and the strength you've gained in navigating them is a testament to your resilience. You have the power to break free from old patterns, to cultivate healthier relationships, and to nurture a deep sense of self-acceptance and love. I encourage you to take one small step today. Choose one of the tools or concepts we discussed that resonated with you and explore how you might integrate it into your life. Perhaps it's setting one small boundary, practicing 1 minute of mindful breathing, or reaching out to a trusted friend. Be gentle with yourself, acknowledge your progress, and remember that healing is a journey, not a destination. Thank you for sharing this time and space with me today. It takes immense bravery to explore these deeply personal topics, and I commend you for your willingness to embark on this journey of healing and growth. If you found this episode to be a source of comfort, insight, or inspiration, please take a moment to like this video. Your support helps us reach more individuals who may benefit from these conversations. Subscribe to our channel for more empowering content on mental health, personal growth, and navigating the complexities of life. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss a new episode. We deeply value your engagement. What resonated most with you in today's discussion? What small step will you take this week? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your voice matters, and you are part of a supportive community here. Remember, you are not alone. Healing is possible, and you deserve a future filled with light and hope. Until our next conversation, please take good care of yourselves.